welcome back to Talking Wolves here for a brand new video today, talking about the latest transfer rumours and gossip in and around Molineux Stadium. Hopefully you guys are doing well. My name is Dave, and as always, make sure you smash that like button down below and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Click that little notification bell so you don't miss out on any Talking Wolves uploads as well. But as I said, we're going to be talking about all the latest gossip. There has been a load of new rumours coming in over the last couple of days ago, and are there any for you guys to get excited about? Obviously, as you're listening and as you're watching, if there are any rumours that you want to comment about, let me know in the comment section down below. And before I kick off, make sure you go and check out our partners over at OneFootball. They really help this channel out. A link to them is in the top of the description down below, and you can check out all the live scores, live football news, live transfer rumours, and a link to it is down below, free to download on Android and iOS. And when you log in for the first time, you can select Wolves or whichever teams you want as your favourite teams and get all the push notifications catered to those teams. But guys, first big piece of news is one about, well, it was a bit of a surprise really this morning. Cavaleiro, a player that was meant to be going over to China for the Asia Premier League Trophy Tour, and it looks like he's going. He's leaving it to join Championship side Fulham, obviously newly relegated side from Premier League last season. And it looks like it's going to be a loan with a view to buy. So an option to buy. There's no obligation like the Helder Costa deal. But this one, it's surprising. I mean, Cavaleiro has been linked with a move away. It was reported last month that him and Costa were both more or less transfer listed and free to go. So I was sort of expecting it, but it's come at quite a strange time, especially when the players are literally set to fly this weekend to China. And now that opens question marks. I think now we've only got 12 first-team senior players going to be travelling to China. Obviously with Jimenez and Saiz not going, Doherty injured. Doherty's going to be missing the Europa League games and possibly even the early Premier League games. So Wolves now do have a massive hole to fill in that squad. But Cavaleiro, as I say, it was broken by John Percy from the Telegraph this morning. It's set to be confirmed. By the time this video comes out, it may well be confirmed. But he's going on loan with an option to buy at the end of the season. It's reported that the option to buy is £12 million. So Wolves will still be making a profit on what they paid for Cavaleiro when he first came to Wolves. Cavaleiro and Costa, two of the first key players to come through the Vosen regime. But it's worth noting they weren't Nuno signings. They weren't players that Nuno had picked and bought in himself. So it's interesting to see how that one goes, and best of luck to Cav. You know, he's there, and I'm hoping that he has a good time in the Championship, you know. But Fulham have got first refusal if he fires it up, and I'd assume if they get promoted he will be joining Fulham. So Cavaleiro and Helder Costa going. So who is coming in? Let's start off with one that we've spoken about before. Badiashile from Monaco, the young 18-year-old centre-half. Wolves have been linked with him for a couple of weeks now. And L'Equipe over in France have reported today that Wolves have informed Monaco that Wolves would like to loan the Monaco defender with an option to buy. Now, this is probably, for in my opinion, one of the reasons why Wolves' transfer business has been so slow this summer, is that this is what they want to do. I think Wolves, on the face of it, you could say Wolves have overachieved a lot. It will be very difficult, and I don't care what you say, it will be very difficult for Wolves to get 7th place or above again next season. If we do, and I think Fosun will want us to, it will be very impressive. But we're going to have to bulk out the side and add loads of quality. And to add loads of quality with a team and place that we already are, it's 40-50 million plus per player. So I think Wolves are going to be trying this loan to buy, and if we can get 7th again, brilliant, we will bring these players in. But yeah, that's one of the reasons I think the transfer business has been a little bit slow, because we have been looking for these alternative options, maybe loaning the players in just to bulk out the squad, especially for this season whilst we're in the Europa League. So Badiashile has been linked. He's been linked for a couple of weeks now. A huge unit of a centre-half, and I imagine he'd be a player who can rotate with the likes of Bolly or Bennett if we come into the Europa League. So that is one to definitely keep our eye out for. Badiashile, young Frenchman, and I think that, you know, Monaco as well is a Jorge Mendes sort of club. They're in the Jorge Mendes cycle and carousel. So I think he's one that could be joining. An interesting one from Turkish outlet Fanatic. Now, I've said it before in videos, Turkish outlets are very irreliable. They're not very good at all. Unreliable is the word, not irreliable. I've just made that one up. Unreliable. And they reported yesterday that Ricardo Quaresma of Besiktas, the Portuguese veteran, has rejected a chance to sign for Wolves this summer. Apparently he wants to continue his career in Istanbul with Besiktas, and he's enjoying life in Turkey, or he's content with life in Turkey, so he doesn't really want to move. As I say, he's a winger, so, you know, does that make sense for Wolves? He could probably play central as well, but it's Fnatic, and they've posted a lot of rubbish before. So they were the ones that said we'd more or less sign for Pepe last season. They were the ones that linked us with Vida. So take of that what you will. It may have happened. It wouldn't have surprised me. It's Quaresma. It's a Portuguese legend. He's sort of up there with the Cristiano Ronaldos and João Batidas, Rui Patricios. So it would have been interesting. But yeah, he's getting on a little bit now. It would have been interesting to see if he would come in. Another player that we have been linked with, Calvin Phillips. That was obviously a link that we've had a number of weeks ago as well. The Mirror are still reporting on that. It's Aston Villa who are really pushing for that move. They may well have given up now, Villa, because I know they're spending their money quite quickly and quite heavily in different areas. But Villa had offered £11 million for the Leeds midfielder, which was rejected. Wolves, Bournemouth and Villa are all the teams that are in the race for him, apparently. But Leeds want £30 million, and I can't see Wolves coughing up that type of money. Obviously, we were linked with him. It was more or less a month ago to the day as well. Now, this one's a big rumour because it's been more or less confirmed that Wolves are interested in him. It's Joe Linton. Now, the Brazilian striker Joe Linton currently plays at Hoffenheim. And obviously it was Kicker over in Germany who were pretty reliable that they reported this, that Wolves are interested in the forward. However, Hoffenheim would want a big offer to let the forward go. Now this is because, well, a couple of things really. He's a young player with significant potential, and they've already lost a number of key players this summer. They don't want to be losing another player like Joe Linton, who's going to hold massive value in the future. They've lost 2 or 3 key players, and it will take a big offer for them to sell him as well. Then Tim Spears jumped on it the day after. He said that, you know, Wolves are interested in Joe Linton, but Hoffenheim are demanding probably anywhere between sort of £30 and £45 million for the player. But like I said earlier in the video, if Wolves want to grow and want to add quality, we're going to have to start paying that for some of these players. You compare it to some Premier League sides. Aston Villa spent 30 or close to £30 million on the striker Wesley from Club Bruges, I think it was, in Belgium. You look at West Ham set to spend £40 million on Maxi Gomez. That didn't go through. They're set to spend £40 on Sebastian Haller from Eintracht Frankfurt. So the teams in and around us are spending big money, and Wolves really do have to now go and match that. So Joe Linton, a player of significant potential, but they want a significant offer to sign him. Now, quite interestingly, I looked at this. Someone had mentioned Roberto Firmino. He plays for Liverpool at the moment, obviously Brazilian, same nationality, and around the same age, he was playing for Hoffenheim and then left to join to Liverpool. He left when he was 23. Joe Linton is 22 at the moment. Firmino left at 23 from Hoffenheim to Liverpool for €45 million. He'd scored 10 goals and got 7 assists in about 32 games in the Bundesliga that season. Joe Linton is a year younger and got 7 goals and 7 assists in about 5 less games. If you're comparing the both, why are, you know, Firmino's gone on to win Champions League and, you know, domestic cups with Liverpool. £45 million, they're probably in the same league at that age. It sort of makes sense when you look at it. I definitely think this could be one that Wolves go for. It's definitely worth keeping an eye out for. Joe Linton, the striker, could probably play in and behind Jota and Jimenez as well. But I personally think we need to bring in 1 or 2 different forwards as well. William Saliba, the Wolves were interested in before. It looks like, well, it was looking likely that he was going to go to Arsenal. I think Spurs have gone in to hijack that bid now. Wolves obviously still have interest in him, but I don't think they're going to go for him at this time. It's probably, again, due to the amount of money that Wolves have spent. Or looking to spend on the players. Edson Alvarez as well. Wolves apparently are close to winning that race. It remains to be seen. That was a record in Mexico that reported that because De Ligt is finally going to Juventus, and Ajax saw Alvarez as a replacement for De Ligt. So I think now, one of the things, you know, people fretting with transfers and worrying about transfers, the thing you've got to look at is a lot of the players that Wolves have been linked with are North American, South American or African. The African Cup of Nations is still going on, so anyone of decent sort of calibre would have been at that tournament. If they were knocked out, they'd still be on holiday now. So not, you know, like some Romain Saiss and whatever, they're all still on holiday now. Wolves were linked with the striker, I forget his name. the Cameroonian striker, he's obviously still on holiday now. But a number of players are still on holiday, not back until next week or the week after. So after China, I can imagine Wolves are going to be making some big signings. But guys, let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts on these rumours today. Make sure you hit the like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And until next time, I'll see you all very, very soon.